Well, good afternoon, everybody. How's things? I'm not quite sure what the weather's like here today. It's chilly and it's a bit dull. But yeah, I don't really know. It's a bit nondescript. So we're all inside with the heating on, of course, just a bit lower and a few extra cardies, but everything's fine. So good afternoon, and here we go. Number 313. Hey Leslie, we're missing you. Absolutely. Okay. What have I got then? I've got with me today, I've got a cream tile, but I have ink tips. I've got a few splashes on there just for effect. Look, just let a bit of water drip on it there. But you can use whatever style you like, it doesn't matter. I've got one here that I've done with the same inks. There you go, look. But not put water on it, so you can use whichever suits you, it's fine. And here we go, pen, pencil, tortillon. I've got a few tortillons actually today. My ruler, because I've got some pastel pencils with me, so I thought I'd give them a go this afternoon and see how that goes. All right, we're ready then. Okay, first things first, I want to do just a little bit of construction just to sort of get me going. And I'm going to sort of do a diagonal. Again, I'm not going to do too much, I'm just going to give myself as much as I need, nice and light, because I don't want it to sort of become part of the design, and I want to be able to sort of remove it afterwards. There we go. Okay, so I've got my little cross, and I'm also going to do it this way. So I'm just going to mark my centre, just going to line my ruler up with the edge of my tile there, see, across that way. Ooh, I'm just going to lift that up a bit because I keep knocking it. There you are, we don't want that, do we? We want to keep with that going on. Okay, same this way then. So pencil in, just line it up with the edge. And let's get a line going across there. There we go. Hi everybody. It's lovely to see you all. Okay, so there we go. I've got crosses that way, crosses that way. First thing I want to do is create myself a square shape. So what kind of size do I want the square shape? Because as we know, it really doesn't matter. But I know some of you like to make sure. So let's have a look. I'm going to go for, shall I do it? Yeah, I'm going to go for 2 centimeters. So if you would rather measure, it can be 1.5, it can be 2, about that, it's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to mark my 2 centimeters. See on there? You don't have to, you can do this by eye. And then I'm going to draw in my first sort of section. I'm going to draw this in with pen. So you can all see this. So there we go, there's my first one. And my next one, here we go. I do notice that you've been spotting the classes on the website. Yes, it's started to go a little bit busy yesterday, so thank you for that. It's really nice that you want to come to classes. Okay, there we go. So we've got that little bit to go off. So then the next bit, you might want to come in and do in pencils. So I'm just going to sort of mark it out. I don't want to go too wide. You see, quite narrow there. Let's just zoom in a little bit so you can see that. There you are. See? And again, that way. So I'm looking at that. It's all about the same all the way around. Okay, and that one there, look. And again, I could have used my straight edge for that, but I'm just gauging it for now. I can use my straight edge after I've used pen if I need to. Okay? And then looking at the space here, let's go for, so that'd be about 1 centimetre, that'd be about 1.5 centimetres, or is it more? Let's have a look. Oh no, it's a little bit more. It's 2 again. Okay, so let's go 2 again. Again, you don't have to measure if you don't want to. Okay, it's not a prerequisite, it's just about having a guide. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little curved shape, doing all of this way first, you see, around, and then all of this way. So I'm joining those lines together. This one, and then this one, so I've got that kind of a shape. All right, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to draw in with my pen. I said, you can if you want to. You can draw your straight edge with your ruler. Oh, I do apologise, I keep knocking my camera. It's a little bit lower than usual. There you go. And into that next one. There it is. And then follow my lines. And I can draw in these little shapes here. There we go. We could have done that all in pen to start with, but sometimes it's nice, isn't it, just to plan it out a little bit. And just get something that looks a little bit similar all the way around. And of course these pencil lines are going to disappear anyway, so who's going to know we did it in pencil first? There we are. Okay, so that's where we've started from. I'm just going to zoom out just a touch so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's join this line to this one here and turn it round, and join this one to this one here. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit out, you see, and then this one to here, and this one to here. Okay, so I'm just going to put my pen down for a moment. Again, I'm going to come in with pencil. So where I've just drawn this one, I'm going to create a bit of an aura over there to come down and join that one there. So it's about level. Same with this one. Again, this is why we're doing it in pencil, because we can come back and change it if we need to, so it's fine. And another one. Along we go. And another one. Along and down we go. Okay, so there we go. We've got pencil marks, you see, where we're starting from there. So this time I'm going to come in with a pen, but again, if you're happy doing this in pencil, really doesn't matter. Because what I want to do is I'm going to extend this line. Let's take it all the way along, and I'm going to go over. I'm going to follow the curve along and out. So it's gone over like that. And then this one, I'm going to come from that pencil line, you see there? And I'm going to take it as an aura, follow it round, all the way along. You see it's now starting to get narrower and narrower till it comes all the way down to a point. You see, let's go a little bit bigger there. Okay, so I've gone from that pencil line, see it's gone underneath, all the way along. So let's do the same on this one. So as before, I'm going to follow this line, curve it round to a point. And then here, I'm going to start at that pencil line, and then again, all the way around, keep following to a point. Okay. Next one. So as before, follow this one all the way around, so it's sort of curving off in that direction. And then here, starting at the pencil line, all the way around. So we're getting quite a few tile swaps in, which is really nice. We've been opening a few more today, so please keep them coming, you've got time. So looking forward to seeing that one. It's going to be the first one for a few months. So if you've not done it, please have a look at the video which is on this page, and have a look at all the only a few instructions to do it. Okay, yeah. Oh, Louise, a stencil of a bird? Possibly not. We don't always do stencils of things, but you know, you never say no. But it was really pretty, wasn't it? You see what I'm doing now? I've actually followed that through, and I'm creating another point that way. So I've got that. So let's look at that again. So following this line, and this time look, it's going underneath. And then this one, I can continue all the way up. And again, it's going to get a bit thinner at the top, and it's coming round and touching at the point. You see? Okay. Next one then. So, following it round. So you see you've got this sort of shape, it comes around to a point there. And then along. And then again, along to a point. There you go. So, last one. Following it along. I think it's important that you follow the curve. So don't try and just create it without, just sort of imagine you're drawing it again, so your pen's above your paper before you work it out. So there we go. Let's have a little look at that. Oh, I know, Janet, I know you like the unders and overs and the Celtics, don't you? So, yeah, there you go. That's a starting point, isn't it? Okay, so next little bit then. Alrighty, I'm going to put myself a little curve in here. So let's go. I'm going to go 1 and 2. And then 1 and 2. And 2 there. And again. And 2 there. There you go. So we've got 1 on each of those little points. So let's circle a little bit bigger this one. Leslie, trust you, yes. Joe, I didn't post my photos this weekend, but if you have a look on Deborah Smith's post, she's posted some of my pictures. She did ask if that was okay, because she hadn't finished hers at the time, and I did say that was absolutely fine. So, but I will. I've got them here. If you want me to post them, I will. I've got to finish one, but I'll post them. Right, see, I've got a little shape there. Whilst I'm at it, I might as well do the same on all of them. I'm not going too big because I want a little bit of space at the top there. There we are. Okay, another one there. Okay. So on this one then, I'm going to go either side and then out. And then back in. Okay. So again, let's do that one on here. So either side, out, and then back in. There we go. And again, out, either side, and then back in. Next one, out, either side, and back in. Okay, so let's do another one of those. I'm going to put one on this side, and one on this side, like that. Do you know I might at some point put the different pieces? It's I've got plans for all the things at the moment, so they will definitely appear at some point, I'm sure. So yeah, it's different. It's difficult with design sometimes. Sometimes we keep them purely for class, and sometimes I will change them out a little bit. Here we are. You see, I'm going to do the same sort of thing there, and I've got enough room that I can do them there as well. Okay, and next one. So now this time you see I'm doing each side separately, but you can do it the same as we did before, as long as we get the same or a similar end result. It's fine. Oh, I know, Viv, so many. Lots of things. But for now, that doesn't matter. We're just looking at this tile, and that's it. There we are. And along we go. You see, just sort of putting these little lines in. Okay, let's put a little line and a dot in those as well. Okay, and then around this bottom section, let's start in the middle, and I'm going to put lines one way and lines the other. So again, lines and dots, and I left a little gap in between each, but you don't have to. A line in the middle, lines one side, then the other. Next one, lines and dots, there we go. And then along, and then the next side. And the next one, along, little lines and dots, and then little lines. Okay, so that's where we're at the minute. So while we've got that particular design, I want to sort of look at these points now. So as before, let's put this shape in. Now I'm doing this shape to start with because I've got the size, and my hand is sort of in almost muscle memory, giving me a similar size each time. So doing them like that gives me something that's a little bit similar. See, it might not be the same, but that doesn't matter. And then again, I'm going to come around and do those shapes. So next one, in and along and round. Just sort of keeping the design similar. And of course I'm using that pencil line there to help me determine where that middle is really. So I've got a little bit going on there. Okay. And in we go there. And that one. Okay. So same sort of thing. One this side. And one this side. And along, one this side, and this side. So of course we're just going to keep that going. And again, one this side, and one this side. You see, I've got that kind of design. So let's just have a little look at that. Okay, so sort of as before, I'm now going to come around and put these little shapes in. So same here, look. As long as you've got space for it. I mean, if not, they're going to have to sort of join in with each other and be a little bit closer. But I'm hoping you've got a little bit of space. You will see. And the next one, so up and along, and again. Join that in. And again. There we go. And next one. And again. So it's quite a nice little thing. You could actually put a little stem on this and some leaves and create a nice little flower shape as well. This pose, it's looking a little bit like a, I don't know, maybe a bow on top of a present. It's wrapped into that one. So putting those little dots in there. Oh, one more. There we go. Okay. So that's that point. So I want to sort of have a focus now on these and this bit in the middle. I think we'll do the bit in the middle first. And you see where we've got this line coming down. I'm going to draw that in with pen, but I just want to draw in, so I've got a triangle shape. So let's do this one here, turn it this way, and then let's do this one here. So I've got that. As long as you've got 4 triangles, it doesn't matter which way you went. Okay, all right. So where am I going to start? It doesn't matter. I'm going to start, I think, coming down bank. From this point, I'm going to come down bank. I'm going to turn it, and at the little piece there where I stopped, I'm going to start there. I'm going to just pull out. And I'm going to turn it, and where I stopped, I'm going to pull out. So this is where I've stopped. So if I turn it and draw a line. Again, hello Charlotte. I hope you had a nice holiday. I'm sure I got your tile swap this morning. So keep turning it until you know you can get to the point you think, actually, I can just finish that bit off now. Until you can't go anymore. Okay, so that's our first bit. So let's look at this next one. Now, you could stop anywhere you like, but I think what's quite nice is if we do a mirror image of this, and you think, oh, how am I going to work that out? You just have to do this first one here. So remember, we started there and pulled out. So I'm going to start the same place, and I'm going to pull out that way. All right, see, so this one is a mirror image of that one. So then, exactly the same as before now, I'm just turning it in a different direction. Yeah. And sometimes when you first start turning it all the way around, it helps. But of course it's quite small, and once you get the idea, we're creating these little triangles each time, then we're good to go. So we've got that. See, now you've got this mirror image formed. So how do we do this bit underneath? So I'm going to start from this side. So what you could do, you could turn it round and you could do the same again. So I could pull from there to there. I'm going to line that one up, mostly. And then along here. And then again. So exactly the same format, creating this little triangle, starting at the point that you drew last and working your way round. There we go. So you can't go any further. So then this one here, again, I'm going to do that way first. You see I'm creating a mirror image of there and actually there as well. And then pull out and back. So you have to have a little bit of practice, I think, before you can draw this without turning your tile. But I don't want to sort of give you whiplash whilst we're doing it. Gives you that. So there we go, there's our first little shape. All right. So then looking at the next piece, I want to do something similar, but instead of doing straights, we're going to follow the curve. I'm going to start here at the point, same as before, but instead of doing straight, I'm going to curve it a little bit. Okay, so then turn it around again, then here, and remember I've just curved it this way. So even though this one's straight, I'm still going to curve it. And then this one, curve. Well, that's where I ended. So curve. So each time we're doing the same shape, but instead of doing the straight like in the middle, we're doing the curve. You see, that gives it almost a slightly different version, but we're doing the same thing. It's just changed from a straight to a curve. Let's have a look at that. So, okay, what we're going to do with this now, what I want to do again, thinking about a mirror image. So I want this line to match this one here. So I'm going to come from the point, and this time I'm going to come in this way, even if you've got to look at it and think, right, okay, that's about where it is, and draw your first curve in. You see, you've got your first curves the same. So the rest of it then, remember we're curving outwards, even though it's a straight line, curve. And again, every time we're going to create that curve. You see? Every time. Now even if you have to do this in pencil first, or whether you have to put some little marks so you know what you're doing, but we want to be curving each time. There we are. Okay. So let's turn it round. And again, it'd be nice to do similar, wouldn't it? So if you think about it, what we did, we started here and went in. So this one goes this way. And then just so we remember this one, I'm going to go there. There you go. So then, in we go, same thing again. Creating these curves. Starting at the point where the last line finished. Pulling it out. You see? And again. And again. And again. And we're just going to keep going. There we go. We're always curving, so take your time with it, there's no rush. And then this one here again, so remember the curve's going this way. Even though that's got a straight line, we're still following that curve. And again. And again. Okay, so each time, pulling it out. Starting from the place we finished, the last one. See, I'm always taking my pen off and starting again. There we are. Kind of a shape. Whew, took some doing, didn't it? Let's have a look at that then. There we go. Nice. So if you can now at this point, you can see any of the pencil, now's the time to remove it. You just want to be taking those lines away. Okay, so just ever so gently, I want to just be taking that off because I don't want that pencil mark anymore. There's not much there that I can see, honestly. It's just maybe in those corners. There we go. Oh, maybe a little bit there, look. All right. Okay, it looks great. I'm pleased with that. So okay, let's bring a bit of colour in then. So what I've got here, I'm going to come in with a bit of red and a bit of blue because there's purpley pink there. I'm going to use my pastels, red and blue, probably by black and white as well. So we'll see where this leads. So here we go, we're ready. Now if you're not using pastels, doesn't matter, you can still use your regular pencil. And because pastels work alongside your pencil with your tortillons, you can do exactly the same. So here we go then. So if you say using a regular pencil, you're going to put it in exactly the same place as I am. And I'm going to start at the point here and pull out. Okay. So it's exactly the same as what I would do if I'd got my pencil. And then this one, see I've got the points there. So there's one point. There's the other. Now, don't blow any of this at the minute. We don't want to be doing that just yet. See here, I've got the point, so I've got part of one. Might need that in a bit, see? And then look, here I've got a point as well. And then this one. And then this one. Okay, now I can bring a bit of white in. Just add it on the tips there, just little bits. I'll blend in as I'm going. There we go. And I'm going to use a nice clean tortillon for this, and I'm going to sort of pull up and just push that up into the piece. Thank you, John. It's made me a cup of tea. See, so I'm actually getting a similar effect, or the same effect, as if I was going to use my pencil. And then, of course, if you are using your pencil, you do exactly the same as I'm doing with this, with my tortillons there. And because I put that bit of white there, it sort of blending itself out and into that white. Let's have a look at this one. Okay. So again, there we go. And we go with a little bit there. And the same there. So I'm just sort of pushing it out. Not trying to cover everything. I want some bits of white at the top there. Oh, Carol, that sounds promising. Sounds like it's lovely, isn't it, when you find somebody you didn't really know and you've got something in common or something similar. It's lovely, isn't it, to be able to talk about it. Because this is quite small, you can take it about with you, you can travel with it. Okay, now I'm going to blow, okay? There we are. Let's have a little look at that. Okay. I'll come back and add a bit more in a little while. Well, I'm going to stick with the red, and I'm going to do the same on these curved shapes here. Okay. Now I know that pastel pencils can be very expensive, we know that, but they last a long time, and they're really useful to sort of have in your stash. And I know I've got a few of these packs left, not many, just a few, so I thought it'd be really nice that I'll give you a little bit of a discount off them, because I do use them a lot, and it must be nice, you know, for people that have got them to think, oh, I can do that. But if you haven't, so if you actually wanted these, I've got a little code. If you type in PP15 at the checkout on my website, it'll give you 15% off. But when these pastel pencils have gone, they've gone. That'll be it. There won't be any more coming in. Not for a while, anyway, so I thought that'd be quite nice. If you fancy them, that's all. Alright, see, I'm putting a little bit of white in there. And just sort of across the tops. There you go. Oh, Rhea, no, they are lovely, aren't they? And you don't have to blend or anything, so they're actually quite quick to use, aren't they? There we go. So, back in. They are, aren't they? And you know, you can blend them in all sorts. It just gives it a little bit of a difference, doesn't it? There we are. You see, it's sort of working its way into that white without me having to do much at all. And then to the next one. Yeah, that's the point, yeah. You can actually, you don't have to do just one layer with these. You can actually do it and then another. You could even actually do it and fix it with a bit of hairspray and then actually come back in and do another layer. So soften that bit off. So you can get quite a lot of depth. There you go. All right, and into this next one. See, not looking bad at all. So far, so good. Brenda, they are, yes, they are the Van Gogh pencils. They are really good pencils or pastels. There you are. Okay, there we are. See, blow at the end. There we are. So that's that little bit. So next little bit then, I'm going to come in with my blue. I'm using blue because see I've got bits of purple underneath, and I'm going to just sort of add this little bit in just to bring that out. So I'm going to add some just to either side of where it goes in and out. And then what you can do at the same time, you can bring in a little bit of red. See, it's got a bit darker, it's got a bit purpley. So next bit, add some of that blue in. And you can add a little bit of red as well. Okay, now while I'm at it, I'm going to add some in this bit because it's going underneath, isn't it? There it is. There we go. I'm working my way around. So I could have done the red first and then the blue. It really doesn't matter because we're going to blend it anyway. thing is though, because I've started with the blue first and then the red, I'm going to do the same all the way around. I'm not going to change it. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to come in with a different tortillon. See, that one's got my red on. This one I'm going to use for this one because it's a bit darker. That's just ever so gently swoosh them together. You see, getting that little hint of purple now rather than red or blue. There we go. Again, I'm pushing it up, but not completely all the way because we just want it where it's coming underneath. There we are. Same here, just sort of coming round. And just sort of following it round and along. So we are getting that hint of blue, but because I've added that little bit of red in, just giving it a bit more of a purplish edge. It's not as bright as it. The next one. And there we go. See, swishing it first and in and around. And of course, if you're going to put this in a journal or on a card or in a folder anywhere, because it's sort of a chalky based product, you do need to put a little bit of fixative on it. So if you've got nothing else but a hairspray, I do use the spray and shine, but I find sometimes with pastels, any pastels, or more white chalky pencil, you need to do it and then add another layer and then do it again, because when it mixes with that sort of wet, moistury kind of thing, it can lose a little bit of the intensity. All right, there we go. Look at that. Let's have a look. Nice. They won't move as much on super smooth silk, but they will move. Another second, do I have a bit? This is just like a regular. This is like a regular paper. So if I was to just put some on there, get my red tortillon. So this is just regular printer paper. So see, you just have to go in a little bit paler and it's moving. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Viv, you have to put an extra layer on. If you're using spray and shine, you do it and then put another coat on. Okay, so colour-wise, I'm going to sort of stick with that bluey, purpley colour, and I'm going to add some to the circly shapes there. Okay, and also just a little bit up there, just to the front ones. One all of them. There we are. Bits. See, I'm not using much at all. You don't need much. And again, if you're using a regular pencil, then you put it in the same places. It's just when I come and add a little bit of red over the top, then obviously you don't need to do that because you're just using a regular pencil. And, adding them in. Just creating that slightly more subdued little hint of purple there. And back in, look, with that same tortillon. There you go. See, it's a little bit lower than it is normally. It's shrinking down. Just get my tortillon underneath. There we go. See? Now with this little bit here, what I could do is I could add that little bit of white in. There we go. When I come to do that, it's just sort of going to blend itself in. Now if you're again using your regular pencil, when you're doing that, you put your white in afterwards. There we go. See, just work it in. Now I do have a little bit of pencil there, I just want to get rid of that bit. There you go. amazing what you see when you go round, that you think you've got rid of something or whatever, and you've not quite. There you go. Little bits in there. All right, let's have a little look at that. Viv, yes, I would then spray it again. Yeah. All right, that's our sort of main port of call. What I want to do now, I'm going to bring a bit of black pastel in. Black, and just let's go a bit bigger so you can see it. Here we go. Just sort of a little bit in the bottom of that there. Just sort of a little bit on the back of that, see? So, yeah, I'm just going to do it in the middle there. This one, a little bit in there. And bits in the back of there. Same with this one, I'm just going to do the middle. Bit in there. Bits in there. Again, if you're using just a pencil, you can do, oh, just in the middle. You can do the same, because you can come in a little bit darker. Or you could use a black coloured pencil. Just in the middle there. Okay, I'm also going to do, see where we've got these lines here? I'm just going to add a little bit so we can definitely see that one's going over that one. And then this one is going over that one. And this one over that one. And then this one over that one. Okay. So with that one, I'm going to bring in another tortillon. It's nice to keep colours separate because they don't get as muddy then. I'm softening that bit off. Let's do those first. See, I'm not sort of pulling that too far. I'm just giving it a little bit of shade there. Just softening it off. Don't want to sort of take it over all those lovely colours we've just added in. Although, see there, a little bit there. Don't want that bit. So dampen that down a bit. And then here we can again just sort of pull that out a bit. Alright, it's just giving it a darker background. And again, little bits. Okay. Missed a bit there. And then sort of in the background. Little bits there. It's nice to see it coming together, isn't it, actually? It's just that little bit of a moment with it and just enjoying it. So let's have a look. White pencil. You see where we've got this dark? We've got a bit of a lightness there anyway. So I'm just going to accentuate that. And then a bit on the tip. Just accentuate it a little bit. Now this is going to depend on the tile that you've got. If you've got a white tile, you might not see this as much, but because I've got some ink in the background, it's sort of standing out a little bit more. Okay, let's have a little look at that. There we go, I'll go a bit bigger. Again, I think what I can do, I'm just going to add a touch of blue just in the bottom of those. See? Where's that other one? There, one there. And again, choosing my right tortillon. Just pull that up a little bit. And that's just going to work its way in with that red. There we go. See, it just gives it a little bit more depth. And just where I've got a little carried away with it, I'm just going to rub that bit out. There we go. I'll rub out that bit there. There we go. So there it is. We've got a something a little bit different there. We've added a touch of colour on it with some pastels, which we've not used in a little while, but it's nice to come back to them and keep using them, isn't it? We've got that lovely little bit in the centre there. and a few little add-ons around the edge. So last thing to do really, I'm going to come in with my initials. See, now you notice that I only did the dark in the middle there, not these ones. I don't want to do it all. It's nice to have a bit of contrast, isn't it? And if we do it with all of them, it's not going to look that different. So there we go, 313 all done and sorted. So, okay, have a bit of fun with this one and love to see what you're going to do with it. You know, trying different colours with the background and stuff. I mean, you can't really see that much of it anymore, but you can still see some of those little spots and a little hint of colour, which is nice to have a bit of texture, isn't it? So, okay, if I don't see you before then, I will see you Friday at 2 o'clock for our next one. And so in between then, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.